client didn't attend, I have some time to reflect to something that started to come. More clients, more parents come with the questions about highly sensitive children, and for me it was it's a new field, and I didn't think or I didn't feel that highly sensitive person is something special. It's a good thing if you can sense the world around you with more details, with more data to input in yourself to kind of analyze and create experiences. It's a good thing, right? But apparently it's a challenging thing for parents, especially parents who are also highly sensitive. There is a lot of overwhelming, there's a lot of frustration and inability to kind of handle their gifts. And yesterday we had discussion with the client. In her childhood, she was shamed for being too sensitive. Her mother shamed her to be like giving too much thought, too much thinking about situations, too much feeling about that. It was perceived as weakness. And when you go, at least in my feed in LinkedIn right now, this toughness, working hard, focus on the task is perceived as a strength. Then for people who are highly sensitive, you can imagine how much more information is getting to them, how much more detailed their perception attention is. And it's a beautiful thing. I feel like I'm one of them because I always getting distracted by beauty, by details. I always like notice one flower, I want to make it like a picture of it. So it's kind of distraction from one thing because you perceived much more around. And sometimes it's challenging if you're an adult that you want to focus on one task and you're kind of feel everything around. I'm talking about highly sensitive people and how parents started to come to me with this request how to deal with highly sensitive children. And when we go back to the parents' childhood, we discover that they are highly sensitive, but it wasn't appreciated as a gift. It was made as a burden to carry with you. Oh, I'm so highly sensitive, I'm too emotional, or like it's a good thing. We just need to learn how to deal with it or how to use it in a practically beneficial way. So the thing is, if in the childhood it was perceived as a gift by your parents, then there probably were a lot of space to develop this gift, a lot of patience, a lot of opportunities to apply your gift to different situations. So you feel like, hey, I'm the one who gives the world and gives my environment more sensory information. I can share more sensory information. I can notice more things. I can feel more things. And it goes both for external stimuli and internal. So highly sensitive people get more stimuli from both outside and inside. They feel more. I want to say we feel more. I want to believe that we are all highly sensitive people, but many of us are broken into a vision or into a habit to focus like a machine, like a robot, to focus on your task, and not able to simultaneously handle the abundance of stimuli. Of course, we have our perceptions, we have attention. Attention basically limits the sensory input to something that we attend to, right? And if we tend to have broader attention span, then we have more information to analyze and more information to get from the environment. And in this case, we get frustrated, overstimulated, overwhelmed. So in this emotional realm, what can we do is, I think, rationally create your own toolbox how to deal with this situation. Of course, you can take care of yourself before, like diet, exercise, meditation, getting yourself into calm state, get a lot of alone time to kind of recharge, to collaborate, and to connect to yourself. But in the situation, if it's a hard discussion, hard conversation, for example, with your parents, as you grown up adult, but you have to deal with your parents about your parenting style. So many advices, come from our parents. And in this case, what can you do in this situation? Sure, you had a cold shower before, you meditated, and then you're here in the situation. Sure, you're more prepared for the situation, but then the quantity or the amount of stimuli is still overwhelming. Then we need some tools to apply in this situation. And yesterday we were searching for the tools with my client, and it was breathing, the simplest. Everything it's with you everywhere you go, all the time. You can breathe in certain way to get into parasympathetic state of your nervous system, like calm down the situation and external to you. You have to deal with your internal things, stimuli, and external will be reflected by the calmness of internal state, right? Tapping. It's more visible to your opponent who talks about something, and you start to tap, kind of. If it's close to you person, then they understand that you're highly sensitive. It's your way of coping with the situation. You are not running away from the conversation. You're trying to be in a state to perceive the opposing point of view with all the potential resources you have. So it's okay to tap sometimes. And sure, boundaries are very important thing here, preventative, I would guess. And I talked to my husband yesterday explaining my situation in the coaching session. And for me, it was like this highly sensitive client should inform on the boundaries, and the boundaries might be very broad. They need a lot of space from other people because they have so much more information to analyze. They are very detailed in their perception, so they need a lot of space for recharge, for get to connect to themselves. And sometimes people don't understand, like, it's okay, everyone in my life was very close to me and it was fine. Well, it's not fine for me. I really value my personal space and I value my personal time, which is necessary to analyze and kind of digest the stimuli from the world, the stimuli from inside of me, what's going on. So highly sensitive people, I still will research more, but for me it's like it's a good thing. In our reality in today's world where all is very rational, where the humanoids are being created, where coaches become AI coaches with no empathy, no consciousness, like world is changing so much, and I'm thinking, what if those highly sensitive people are what humanity is when we are allowed or we have opportunity to perceive the world in more details, more nuances, including social world. So we feel more in the conversation. And we are too sensitive, sure, but it's a gift. It's a gift to explore as a humanity, and it's a gift to use as a person if you have it. I guess everybody has, to make it practical and beneficial for you. Thank you for attending. I mean, I had people that hate me because I'm better than them in things like school and I'm smarter than them, and they try to leave me from my place. That's the comparisons, of course, and interpretation of what they wanted from you or what you could get from them. It's an interpretation. So I guess if you felt much of that stuff, that you're better than them, well, when you feel that you're better than somebody, can you challenge your own belief? Why is it so? Maybe they are better than you in something else. And we are all unique, and each of us has his or her own mission in life. And from that perspective, we are kind of states of the conscious field. And from that perspective, more nuance, more curiosity towards another person would help us all. And we can be better in something, but they must be better in something else, right? Okay, there's some crowns and number 2, number 1, I don't know, what is it? Can you explain? Maybe in different video I will already know that. But that's it for now. Thank you for attending this live. I never schedule anything, so if I feel like that, I will be here. But thank you. So today's live was about highly sensitive people. Thank you for attending.